Hey, this is Chuck, the bureaucrat, and as some of you guys may know, I'm one of these retiring Army Reserve colonels. I want to tell you about something that often happened, but before I do that, I want to thank the folks who've subscribed to my YouTube channel, all the people who've liked and shared the content that I put on. And if you found that this content is missing something that you're interested in, put a comment in the comment sections or send me a message and we'll address those things so that we can build this community of people who are going to make the government run more smoothly. So anyways, I was telling you about being an Army Reserve colonel, working around regular Army people. And there's this one thing that happens a lot, and that is you'll have a regular Army officer, maybe a major, who isn't yet at retirement age, but he decides to leave the Army. He's going to, what we call, refrat, be released from active duty. Now, when this first starts to bubble up, there's a question of, is he being fully counseled as far as the options and the alternatives that he has? Because this is a major life decision, and we want to make sure that he takes into consideration everything that he can, and that he understands all the various options that are available to him. And it turns out that there's an Army regulation, 600-8-24, that actually directs what that officer should be counseled on. I want to cover that counseling today, and one of the reasons I want to cover it is because many of my peers, regular Army colonels, would turn to me and say, "Hey Chuck, I got this guy. I don't know what to tell him. Can you counsel him?" And yes, I'm more than happy to. In fact, even this video, if you want to use this video as the basis for how you counsel people, or if you show it to people, or you use it as a guide to go find your own Army Reserve person who can help with this, I encourage you to do that. So in the regulation, there's this paragraph, 1-14, that covers the counseling that someone is supposed to get when they refrat. And there's a bunch of stuff in there, but it basically breaks down into three big pieces. The first piece is administrative things. Is the guy AWOL? Is he under investigation? Does he have service obligations? Those are things that the command can easily take care of. The next piece really deals with opportunities to stay in the regular Army. The fact of the matter is, the Army has tons and tons of interesting jobs that they need diverse and sophisticated people to be doing. But there's also a cultural desire within the Army that people have their first experience in an operational setting so that they can learn at the core what the Army's all about before they go off and do those interesting things. Sometimes what happens is, while you're getting that operational experience, you're just not around people who are doing the things that would interest you. And so, before you would actually refrat, I highly encourage you to crack open the regs and look at all the different, particularly functional areas that are available to you. Personally, I was in the Army for more than 10 years before I discovered that they had a functional area that was exactly the kind of thing I was interested in doing. So before you leave, take a look. The second thing about opportunities to stay in the Army comes down to this. Being in the Army is hard. It's difficult. I know. But if you think that the civilian employment world isn't hard, well, you're not right. Work sucks, no matter where you do the work. Having a boss sucks. Having employees sucks. Now maybe you'll get into the civilian sector and you'll find something that is just a beautiful match and life is great. But it's worth talking to some of your civilian friends, maybe from college or high school, asking them what their experiences are like, and are they actually better than the experiences you're having in the Army? Okay, so that's the first two pieces, sort of the admin, the stay in the Army, considerations for that. Now comes, what do you do if you really refrat? Back in 1999, I was on active duty and refratted. And trust me, at that point in my career, I was happy to leave the Army. But what I didn't know, what a lot of people getting off active duty don't realize, is that there's parts of Army life that we really like, and you can't find it anywhere else. So after you're out of the Army for a while, it's not uncommon for people to start to miss it. And for different people, the thing that they miss is different, but there's something. Since that's a very likely experience for you to have, it's best to position yourself so that transitioning back into some form of military service is easy. Now, according to the reg, the focus is, as you transition from active duty, they want you to join the reserve components. Army Reserve, National Guard, go straight into a unit. And trust me, those organizations would be happy to have you. But you're entering a new world, you're setting up a new life, maybe you don't feel like you have time. Maybe you're like me, and you needed a separation period from the Army before that thing that you miss kicks in. So here's what you do. You go into the Individual Ready Reserve, the IRR. Do not resign your commission, because it's hard to get back. Go into the IRR. You won't be part of a unit. You won't be doing regular drills, but you'll still be in the Army. And then, after some time has passed, you can make a much more informed decision about what you want to do. So, I'm Chuck, the bureaucrat. While I was in the military, I spent a lot of time helping people transition out, transition back in, or make the decision to stay. And trust me, it's not an easy decision, but it's a decision that's best made with as much information from as many people as possible. So, like I said at the beginning, if you haven't gotten this counseling, you can use this as part of your information gathering. Talk to other people. They have different experiences that will round out yours. And if you have any questions or you're looking for any help, just reach out and I will help guide you as best I can. In the meantime, hit the subscribe button, like the content, share any thoughts or comments that you have, and I will see you later.